Oh, I have to do it this way? Okay. Oops. Good morning. All right. So, normally I don't get dressed up like to get ready to talk to you guys like first thing in the morning. This morning I woke up at 5:30 and I went out to go run. The normal go out to run. So, it was all right. Come see, come sa. It was 13-minute mile. I'm lame. You can find me on Strava though. Scarlett Noir on Strava if you're interested. So I call this the husband hour because I've just been thinking about my husband a lot, and I'm a newlywed. I haven't even talked to you guys very much about who I am or what I've kind of come from or what I've been doing in the past, so I should get into that a little bit too during this talk. Get your coffee or tea. It is quite early. And then I also have a little more than 32 ounces of water, and I have my Bible. I don't know that I'm going to read from this today because I actually haven't looked it over yet, but probably before the end of this, I'll hit a proverb and a psalm because that's typically what I like to do if I don't feel like reading the whole thing. I'll read this part earlier in the day and then I'll read an actual scripture a little later. But yeah, that's kind of what I wanted to talk about was I'm thinking about Brian a lot, well, all the time. I'm newlywed. We got married in December 16th in Houston, Texas, and it was awesome. I was just thinking about how at first, because we go to church on a regular basis, but what I was noticing was that like at home, he wasn't really reading as often as I thought he should be, which is me being controlling and manipulative a bit, yes. However, I noticed that when I left the Bible on the table open, he would just start looking at it and flipping through it. So that's kind of amazing. Like, as a Christian couple, I think it's extremely important that we're both reading the same scripture and that we have that same point of reference, even though we're going to church and stuff together regularly, not regularly enough. I personally like going at least 2 times a week. That's when things shift for me, is if I'm going 2 times a week. If I'm going once a week, nothing's gonna happen. Like, nothing's gonna happen. When I'm active at church, when I'm doing something, when I'm a part of a ministry, when I'm calling people, when I'm when I'm active, something shifts in my life. Like, I open up and I become a better person. Not just because I'm doing things, but actually probably more or less because I'm doing things, right? Like, I'm actually being active and partaking in, excuse me, my bad. I'm sorry. I did not mean for that to start happening. Whew, water. Get your water in, guys. It's first thing in the morning. Drink as much of it as possible. Like, let's just eat the frog. Get the water in. Oh, wow. That was good. Okay. So, this is going to become a regular routine. Just jumping in, doing a live video in the morning, talking to you guys. Let's just, well, we're not always going to talk about husbands, but today I wanted to talk about my husband. First of all, I like calling him husband. People think that's weird for some reason. I've been like scrolling around on Instagram and people think it's funny when you get married and then you say husband like a million times a day, and I like it. I will say it all the time. It makes my teeth white. Husband, 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 husband. It's pretty great. Like he's a wonderful human being. One of the things I want to talk about regarding Brian, his name is Brian, is that I mentioned this on Instagram, and he's so different, like just as a personality, as far as like human beings go. He's very, well, he's like other human beings. I'm not gonna say he's not human, but he's very focused on me, and it's really interesting how focused he is. One of the things about Brian that's different and that's a little bit weird, it's actually extremely weird, and I'm kind of whispering because he's in the other room sleeping. It's Sunday, right? Like he's supposed to be sleeping. But one of the things about him that's a little bit strange, that at first I was like, like, why are you like this? Like, why are you doing this? And the thing that's different about him is that he does not have a real smartphone. Like, he has a smartphone, but it's a BlackBerry, like House of Cards BlackBerry. It's old. It's a brick and mortar device, as far as I'm concerned. And at first I really wanted him to get a new phone. I wanted his phone to be like mine. I wanted him to see my emojis. And then I realized, oh my gosh, my throat is not happy with me. Hold on. And then I realized that the fact that he's not on a smartphone, that he doesn't have a device like mine. I mean, I just have a iPhone SE. It's not even a 6 or a 7 or anything. It's an SE. But he can't pay attention to Instagram and Facebook. And I mean, he could. He gets on his computer and he does that when he comes home. Like, it's not something that he even spends 20 minutes, 10 minutes even looking at. All he does is he gets on there and he looks for baby pictures from our nieces, like Shiloh and Elliot. That's all he gets on there to look for. And if something else funny pops up, then that's cool, and he'll share that with me. But like, it's 5 minutes. And I find that really bizarre, but it's wonderful at the same time because I'm attention hungry. I mean, to be very frank, I am. Like, I love his attention. If I could eat it for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, I would. It's great. And we get to spend a lot of time together. And I mean, for the first year of marriage, we've only been married 6 months now. It's been 6 months. Next week is actually 6 months, on the 16th. So I'm looking forward to that. I don't know. I feel like everything is something to like get excited over and to praise each other for. And one of the things I mentioned on Instagram, I think I referred to this earlier, is that he's very different. And one of the things that makes him different is that he is really attentive to like very delicate things, like very sensitive things in life, like flowers. So he will Like there's a flower or it's not really a flower, it's a plant, but I will show it to you really quick. This flower or this plant with these like little leaves, this thing was about to die. Like there were like these little bugs that were like lined up underneath here, and he took care of it. I don't know what kind of plant that is. Guys, if you know what kind of plant that is, please tell me, because we've been thinking about it. We keep going back to the nursery looking for other plants, and we haven't seen that one again. So we're like, what the heck is that thing? Oops, sorry, let me turn around a little bit more. But yeah, it's like, what's going on there? But he's super attentive, and he cares for like the precious things in life, and it's really nice. It's really nice. He's very kind. He's very kind. So I think I will jump into a little bit of scripture this morning. But yeah, I just wanted to shout out my husband. My husband Brian. He's wonderful. He's so good. Okay, so let me jump into. So the Bible that I read it's called the 1 Year Bible. Oh, that's really glary. The 1 Year Bible. And it's a New Living Translation, and it's the entire New Living Translation arranged in 365 days. So you can read the Bible once a day for a year and be finished. I mean, yeah, realistically, but who's actually going to do that? People do. People read it faster than a year. It really doesn't take that long. Like, it doesn't take that long. You can, like, breeze through this thing. But I just get hung up because I like to read the same thing over and over again. Like, I love Proverbs, and I really like Psalms, like Psalm 91, Psalm 61. There's lots of good ones. But today, I'm going to read, let me see. Let me get in here. Okay, Psalm 129, 1 through 8. A song from the ascent to Jerusalem. From my earliest youth, my enemies have persecuted me. Let Israel now say, from my earliest youth, my enemies have persecuted me, but they have never been able to finish me off. I like that. My back is covered with cuts, as if a farmer had plowed along furrows. But the Lord is good. He has cut the cords used by the ungodly to bind me. May all who hate Jerusalem be turned back in shameful defeat. May they be as useless as grass on a rooftop, turning yellow when only half grown, ignored by the harvester, despised by the binder. And may those who pass by refuse to give him this blessing. The Lord's blessings be upon you. We bless you in the Lord's name. Proverbs 16:1. A dry crust eaten in peace is better than a great feast with strife. I have to digest that a little longer. A dry crust eaten in peace. Oh, a dry crust eaten in peace. I'd rather eat in peace than to have a whole feast of food with fools. I like that. That's good. That's good. Excuse me for slurping. Yeah, feel free to join in. I just heard Brian go in the bathroom, so if he comes out, you'll get to meet him for half a second. Oh, tea. That's good. So, yeah, I like that. From my earliest youth, my enemies have persecuted me. Let Israel now say, from my earliest youth, my enemies have persecuted me. I wonder why it repeats. But a lot of times the Bible repeats. It just does that. It'll tell you the same thing twice or multiple times. And a lot of it's for emphasis. My back is covered with cuts, as if a farmer had plowed along furrows. But they have never been able to finish me off. I love that. I love that. I love that. You can't take my life. You can't take it. It's just, you may try, but you will not succeed. That's great. Oh, did you see him? He's over there. Anyway, I may have to run away. But this is fun. We should do this again. I will be more prompt. Well, I'm not going to say more prompt because it's very early. It's too early to do this on a Sunday. I'll have to reconfigure scheduling for Sundays because people want to sleep in. No one wants to be on YouTube at 6 o'clock in the morning. But it's an option. There's somebody out there who wants to, right? All right. I will go and I'll see you tomorrow.